to the Kerbal Space Program, version 1.3. I'm the Evil Red Queen, and today we are going to go to Dres. And hopefully we're going to come back. So, I've got a ship built. It's not my typical ship. Normally I build in stages, but I thought I would try this. And as it turns out, it's actually, I built a ship about $80,000 cheaper, and it actually performs just a little bit better. It's easier to steer, it's easier to handle. You just have to punch a lot more buttons doing the staging, because they're all tied in with these fuel hoses, and basically this tank will be feeding all the engines here at once, and then when this tank empties we'll drop it off, and then this tank is feeding all the engines. And it seems to work really well. So let's get going. I'll probably do this in 2 parts because it is quite a long mission. And Dres is the only mission so far that I've had that I don't set up my transfer window prior to liftoff. Oops, I was sleeping there. And the reason is that Dres is at about, I think it's about a 5-degree angle different in its orbit. So we have to fix that before we can actually do an intercept. So it's not necessary to set up your transfer window before you go, because it won't do you any good. So what I'm going to do here is start kicking this over a little bit. You see, this ship is really stable. As long as I get a clean break from these stage thingies. And we did that time too. It didn't take off any engines. That's a good thing. But basically we'll take any orbit. Actually the lower the better. Something to do with the, I think it's called the Obert effect. And one thing I found, I've been playing with doing different angles on launch. I keep sleeping here. And trying to get an orbit that's helps me a little bit for the transfer, but the best I've ever gotten was about 1.2 degrees or so. So, is it worth it? Nah, I guess. I don't know. I've been doing it just to do it, I guess. So anyhow, time warp up a little bit here. Well, I should have enough fuel on this stage to get me into orbit. Now, after doing some tests, I know this, that if everything goes perfect for me, I'll have enough fuel. If things don't go quite so perfect, then, well, anybody's guess, I guess. So let's get going here. Pretty sure we'll stage out pretty quick here. As you see, we come up here with full tanks of fuel, which this is, you know, really awesome. I do like this, and I'm definitely going to build some more ships with this particular setup. This seems to work pretty well. So we're just shooting for an orbit. Notice we are inclined here. Anything less than 5 degrees will be a benefit when we actually go to make the transfer to Dres there. Whoa, I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing here. The apples come out in front of me a little bit, and then I'm just going to hit the prograde button. And hopefully we'll get a pretty good orbit. Fairly round, anyhow. Doesn't have to be exact, but something fairly round would be nice. And the ship works pretty good. I mean, it's, you know, not requiring too much on my part. Don't want apples to drop behind me too far here. Oh, we ran out of fuel. Oh, I'm surprised. And that's probably because I was sleeping at the horn there. But that's not a good thing. I expect it to get into orbit on that first stage, those first stages. But it didn't happen, did it? Well, like I said, if everything goes perfect, and because I was sleeping at the draw there on the launch, I didn't make it to orbit with what I thought I was going to make it to orbit with. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. And we are in orbit. 8377. Not too bad. Used up about half of that fuel. No idea. Anyhow, let's take a look here. Let's zoom out. Let's find Dres. It's a brown planet. That's Duna. And there's Dres. We'll set it as target. And what we're going to do different here is we're just going to, well, we're going to launch on the dark side. And we're just going to burn until we escape the influence of Kerbal. So that's a little bit different, but as soon as we do, we'll see what that offset is, and then we'll be able to correct it and then continue on our journey. Now hopefully if I can correct it and still have all the fuel in these tanks, then I'm hoping we'll be in pretty good shape, actually. I'm hoping. And again, these tanks they're not feeding these tanks, they're on their own. And when they're empty, we'll just get rid of them. But of course, because we're not using fuel on these tanks, we're not going to be burning these engines here, we're just going to be burning the 4 on the outside. So it's like another stage, just a sideways stage, I guess. It's the only real difference here. I don't have any RCS on this thing, so I kind of have to wait for it to turn itself around, which can be a little slow. I do have 16 minutes to kill. I'm going to time warp up as soon as this darn thing gets close. I guess I could help it a little bit. Let's see if we can do the time warp stop there. Sometimes if you time warp up and right back down, it'll stop your rotation. I found that that's not always true, but a lot of the times it's true. And I'm going to get a couple solar panels out here. I don't want to run out of juice. I don't think I need them all, but I'm going to get a couple of them out there just so I don't run out of power here. As you see, this thing just does not want to go to the maneuver here. Let me throttle up just a tiny bit. See if it'll help it get there, maybe? Yeah, we're coming in now. Sometimes you gotta do that, just throttle up a little bit and back off. It'll either stop your rotation, or it'll get you moving back in the right direction, which is what I was looking for here. It just didn't want to set up to that maneuver mode. So we're pretty close now. I'm probably going to time warp up here. And we'll leave just I'd like to leave about 45, 50 seconds early. Wow, I don't even know where, did I set that maneuver? I never even set that maneuver. I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Anyhow, that would have been terrible. We just want to break out of the influence of Kerbal, what you see there. And that changed my maneuver, didn't it? Oh boy, I am just fucking up left and right here today. So I'll give that a little boost maybe to, oh, it's not too far. Sometimes I get lost when I'm talking and you don't concentrate. And it's costly. But fortunately I discovered it before I actually tried to shoot the rocket. Because that would have been terrible, because I wouldn't have known what the hell is going wrong now. There's always something going wrong. Oh, NASA, I so feel for you, I so feel for you. But, like NASA, anything that goes wrong, we'll figure out a way to fix it. So we're almost finally at this maneuver mode. We're almost ready to do this. 976, that's a little higher than I would like to have seen, but estimated burn 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm hoping that's not accurate, but it might be. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and time warp up. We're close enough here. Obviously when I thrust, it'll immediately go into the maneuver, and it really doesn't cause you any heartache or anything. So, okay, let's go ahead and fire. And we're going to probably, let's go back to this one. And there it comes right in. And that time was accurate, 1 minute 40. These engines probably aren't going to burn that long, but we'll see. But we'll be out of, as soon as these burn out, I'll switch back to map, and then the second it breaks out of Kerbal's influence, I'll use my throttle cut key, which in my case is my end key, and because that's all we need is to get out of the influence of Kerbal. Now we're going to have to stage here pretty quick. And now we're on our... And the other thing about this is I'm not using any nuclear engines today. The nuclear engines are great, but, you know, it's time consuming. And I don't have time. Time is the most valuable commodity a person has, and I just hate waiting for those nuclear engines. If you're in career mode by now, you've got so much money. I think I was at 24 million. So I didn't care. You know, this is a 600 and some thousand, 670 or something like that. And you see, as soon as it broke, I killed my throttle. There's no sense burning on. I just wanted to get out of the influence. And the ascending node is 4.9, which means I picked up 0.1, which, wow, not too good, huh? So, what we can do here, we've got to time warp up till we get out of the influence of Kerbal here. And it doesn't matter how fast we're going here, because I think it's almost a year or something, or half a year, till we actually get to this ascending node, which is way up here, 4.9. So we'll set a maneuver, 198 days. And let's click on this. I'm not sure which way to go. Oh, I went the right way for once. And it's in a bad spot. I can't really see the numbers. 3, 2. As soon as that flips around here, it's 0.1. And there is 0. So we'll get this maneuver mode here going. And we are 198 days away. And this is a 46-second burn, if it's right. 797. I guess that's about what I figured. I figured around 800. But maybe it would have been 800 if we were at 5 instead of 4.9. I actually had it down to 3.7. I was doing multiple launches, trying different angles of initial orbit around Kerbal. And in one, I did get it down to 3.7, but I'll be damned if I can remember exactly what the position was. I'll have to play with it again if I don't have enough fuel to make this, because I don't really want to add any more to this ship. This should be enough ship to do the job. So, we're just time warping up here. Pretty straightforward burn. I mean, just no big deal. And hopefully that'll set us on the right plane there. You can see how much of a difference of a plane there it is between where we are and where we will be. And that's what makes Dres just a little more difficult to get to. It's not really hard, it's just a little different way. And, you know, you may not have to wait as long if you time it correctly. As long as you can get it, I think it's supposed to be 5 minutes after the hour is the transfer window. But obviously with this 198-day travel, it wouldn't be correct. So if you knew, like say it was at, you know, 15 minutes before the hour I went over here, talking again, let's just burn. If you knew that position better, then you might be able to cut down the amount of time that you have to wait before your next burn. Well, we might be a whole year. We might actually have to go all the way around the horn one time. But no biggie. Jebediah has a lot of crackers in the capsule with him. So he doesn't mind sitting there for a year and waiting for his burn to come. I want this one to be fairly accurate, even though I was a minute or two or whatever after. If I miss, it'll only be by 0.1 or something like that. It's not really a big deal. So we'll just let, I always hit my N key when I see about 10. And then I throttle back up a little tiny bit. And 0.1, that'll be good. So let's see where we ended up. 0.1. That's what I said was going to happen, and that's what happened. But we can just pick any spot now, really. Any spot close to the ship, because it's going to change. And we'll burn out toward Dres. And as you can see, we do have an intersect there. Not a good one, but we got one. So now we're just going to rotate this orbit around, hopefully. And it doesn't look like we're going to get an exact hit on this first burn here. I was hoping we would. Well, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Oh, there we go. I just burned a little further out. And see, I still can't get a good intersection. Let's try this one a little bit. Sometimes pulling the orbit in or out by the, what is this, radial out or radial in will bring us in. And today is just not our day. We're not going to get an intersection. That's okay though. Minute 37, 21:82. It's a little bit high. I would have liked to seen it around 2000. It's just some days things don't go quite right. Let's see if we can pull this in a little. Make it get our PE that way. It is just not happening today. It does not want to intersect. I'll play with it a little more. It's got that orbit down even closer. See what happens here. I'm down it at 19. But I still can't quite get that intersection. Let's cut this orbit down a little more. I'll change that one. I just wanted to see if bringing this in to see this just isn't really doing anything. Because we should be close to that descending. Oh, we're way past it already. So it doesn't look like we're going to get an intersect here. It's okay if, you know, if it takes you 2 or 3 times, then, you know, so be it. I mean, NASA does it all the time. They do course corrections. I know they do a midway correction, and they used to on the, there we go, oh, we had it. There it is. See, just by playing with it, you know, I'm at 2004, that's a lot closer. I would have liked it to have been, you know, 1990 or something like that, but I can deal with that. I definitely can. So we are still 55 days away, which is a pretty good long time. Could have been worse, could have been a year. Let's just warp up there. Actually, 55 days, I'll take it. That's That's pretty good. Means we were about in the right spot. I didn't happen to look to see where it was. So we're still 3 days away. And as long as we get close. Oh, and I went a day too late. Good job, Jebediah. So we're off to the races here. So we might not quite get our intersection because I missed by a day, but we'll make a small correction if we have to. Might be 8-10 meters per second. I mean, that's all it really takes, you know, because our distance is so great. It's like their asteroid deflection that they talk about. If you thrust on an asteroid that's bound for Earth when it's still 2 years away, it doesn't take very much change in its trajectory to make it miss the Earth. And it pretty much works the same here with Kerbal. And we're going to be on our last engine already. Get rid of those tanks so we don't have extra mass. I would have kind of liked to seen it get there without using this engine at all, but well, I guess we're going to have to. If I can get into... I need this engine to help me get in orbit around Dres. And Dres is a moon similar... It's a planet, but it's similar to the size of the Mun. It seems to rotate faster. Gravity, I assume, is similar to the Mun. I don't know the exact specifications. I don't know if that's the right word. The specifications for Dres, but it is about the size of the Mun, about the same gravity. So you need to keep that in mind when you're building the ship to come down. And we're a little bit off, but close enough. So did we lose our PE? And we did. And I knew we would. So I'll just add a maneuver here. Let's see which way we gotta go. It's gonna be one of these directions. Oh, there it was. Touchy, touchy. Come on. Back up a little bit. And there we have it. Oh, it's 47 meters. Of course, it's only 3-second burn. But let's just see where exactly we're going to focus on Dres here. And see exactly where we're coming in. I guess we can kind of fix it right now if we want to. Because it is kind of off the mark there. The problem is you don't want to come straight in. At least you try not to come straight in because your velocity is a lot greater than... We're curving around a little bit. I like to see that. And because the gravity is so low, 6,000, it's a little bit tighter than I want to come in. 12, 19. We can deal with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, we should leave the thrust up yet. We'll keep it there. And this time I need to actually try not to miss the days. Because I'll have to do another correction burn then. I don't have a ton of fuel to play with. I can make a couple mistakes, but not too many. And I've already made a slew of them on this mission. So, oh well, shit happens. 43, 42. Get my minutes close here. 4-second burn, that's not too long. That's under full throttle, which I'm probably not going to do. It may just happen too fast on me there. Okay, that's close enough. Yeah, see, I'm only half throttle, not quite half throttle. wonder if I'll see that line come across. There it is. Oh, wow. That zoomed right past me. Whew. Let's go to, let's see, let's try prograde, see if it brings us back in. But now I'm going to cut my thrust limiter down, way down. Oh, this is a pretty potent engine. I'm going to try 0.5. That's as low as I can go. Well, let's see if we're going the right way or not here. I'm going to try prograde. It'll either come in or out. It'll either be right or wrong. And it is coming in, which is what I wanted. It's going to be a little bit different now because we went past. See how that orbit rose there. Let's try a normal, anti-normal. I can get rid of that maneuver. I don't really need it. I just want to kind of move this down or warp it around a little bit. We're coming in pretty straight, which is something I really didn't want. We're out at 49,000. Let's see if this is the right way or the wrong way. And that's the wrong way. So we'll go to normal. And it'll take it a minute or two to get there. And hopefully that's going to pull this down this way. I'm hoping. We'll see. We can try radial in, radial out. I mean, it's got to be one of these various maneuvers that get me what I want. That's close enough. See, it's pulling my orbit out. So, I'm going to go ahead and try to set up a new maneuver mode here. Somewhere by my rocket. We need a vector that's a little bit different. 57 days away. Oh, that's cool. I can live with that. Jebediah can live with that. See if we can pull it down. Should be using my mouse wheel here. $37,000. Oh, it's a little bit more turned. So let's go up to that maneuver, and notice it's at 0, 0. So, more than likely, we're not even going to see it maneuver. Sometimes you do if the arrow starts spinning around in a circle, and no, you're not going to see it ever. Maybe we will. I'm hoping. Otherwise, we're back to just kind of guessing. Trial and error to get this thing to move in the direction we want it to. See, it's kind of rocking back and forth. Like, maybe it doesn't know where to go. We got electric? We do. See it spin around, so hopefully we're right about there now. And the answer is no. We are not. We try the radial out. What is this at? 50,000? I'll go ahead and burn a little bit. It is getting greater, but it's coming out there where I want it more. Now I think if we go to normal, hopefully it'll come down. I'm going to get rid of this maneuver mode. It's just kind of screwing me up here. Let's see what that does. Wrong way. Let's get there maybe. I'm a little bit impatient here. No, that's the wrong way. So we'll go to anti-normal. And see what that does. I should have put some RCS on this rocket. It's just so slow. It takes it forever. And I do have my half a tank that I was looking for to get me into orbit. I think as long as I have that, I'm going to be okay. Oh. Let's let it get closer here. I think one of these would make this damn thing come down. It just keeps coming up, up, up. So let's try radial in again. I guess I could try prograde and retrograde, or target and anti-target. I haven't really tried those yet. Let's see what this does. Oh, we're getting closer. We'll let it go until it starts gaining altitude. I don't really care which way I come in on this. We just want to get down, and it doesn't matter if we're at 27,000. And we're coming right over the top here. Alright. No, it's good enough. I don't really care what kind of orbit we have entering it. So we'll get our thrust limiter back up. And we'll go ahead and time warp up to here. And that's a year away. So Jebediah, you need to break out them crackers, buddy. Now this motor this is the skipper, I believe. So it's a fairly potent engine, but because we didn't get a lot of curve around the planet on entry, we're going to use a lot more fuel. I guess I could have played with it some more, but if I got enough to do it, then fine. You know, like I said, I don't care which way our orbit is around Dres. We just want to get down on the planet, on the planet, which has no atmosphere, by the way, so you can't use parachutes. I'm kind of surprised they didn't reclassify it like they did Pluto, gosh, Pluto into a sub-planet, which, like, really? Really? We all grew up with it being a planet, and one day you tell us it's not a planet? Like, oh, jeez. History is taught by the victors. History is written by the victors. So, I lit my little black and mild cigar. I like chewing on them, but once in a while I light them. Shouldn't do that, but I do. I didn't realize this was going to be such a difficult mission today. What? Oh well. Shit happens. So we're pretty much there now. So if we set up and maneuver here, obviously we have to burn retrograde. And it's telling me 1 day. Obviously, that's not right. So I'm going to have to kind of guess as to how much early I want to burn. If you burn too late, okay, it's 48 minutes and 2 seconds pretty much to our maneuver. So let's go down to 46 minutes. 47, 47, 46:59, 46:51. We'll try that. That's a couple minutes before the apples anyhow. 1600. Wow, it's a little bit high. Okay, let's go ahead and burn. See what happens. 1:55. Well, I was pretty close on that 2 minutes. Was a good guess. So hopefully this fuel tank needs to get me into orbit. Or really, really, really damn close. And the other thing is, if you burn too late here, when you do get into orbit, let's see if these are going down. Well, they're way the hell out there. Yeah, they're going up. As long as this number is climbing steadily on you, that means you're going to get into orbit. But if it fires too much after pairs here, we're on pairs, then pairs is going to keep dropping and dropping, and you won't end up at the altitude that you started at. And sometimes you actually lose so much that will come right in. I'd rather not do that. We're going to make it on fuel. Oh, it's going to be close. Going to be close, going to be close. I certainly really wanted to get into orbit on this tank. 23. Hmm. I mean, I know I'll make it back close. It's just a question. If we run out of fuel, we won't get back into orbit on Kerbal. We might pass right by it. And we're just going to get into orbit, I think. And we did. We did get into orbit. Not by much, but we got into orbit. So let's get rid of this stage. This stage fired up. Oh, don't do that. I don't want you to burn. And these tanks are feeding my center tank. And when they're done, we'll get rid of them. Get rid of the extra mass. So we are in orbit around Dres. Let's hope we got an orbit where we can get some daylight. That's the only drawback. And which way are we going around here? We're coming down this way. We might as well just go ahead and burn right now. And that's only at 99. We can deal with that. So we'll burn retrograde. Yeah, that might help. I'm going to wait till we actually get a little bit further up here. Am I going the other way around? I am going the other way around. Well, let's just let it come around. I guess I'm going to be shooting for somewhere right in here. Well, see, I think Dres spins a little bit faster than the Mun does. I'm not sure again. I'm just making that observation. But being that Apples is down, only at 99,000 down here, we're rekilling our pairs, which means we don't use as much fuel. If we were going the other way and we had to fire at pairs, we'd have to use a little more fuel. But it should be okay. And here it comes around. I don't know what height we're at here. I was going to time warp down. I'm just going to go ahead and fire, and pretty much whatever happens, happens. I guess I could go a little bit more for the daylight side. I do have some lights on this ship, so I mean, I don't want to do a dark landing, but it's not too dark, I guess. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire and see what happens here. Throttle back. I guess I'm heading for them dark spots somewhere there. I'm at about half throttle already. Okay, that's it. So we didn't use much fuel there. So we're on our way down. Let's get our gear out. And let's go ahead and time warp up. We're still at 70,000. I'm not worried about the accelerating here. We're using the swivel engine, which is fairly potent. I'm going to go ahead and turn my lights on now. It's not completely dark, but it does look a little on the shady side there. 368. Let's go ahead and kill our velocity here. And wherever we hit, we'll deal with it. What we gotta do is get it down. And one good thing, Jebediah can plant a flag and get back in the ship. We didn't put any ladders on this ship either, but he doesn't need them here. So not a big deal. I'll just let this come down to almost zero here. Something close. I don't really want to hit zero because then we're actually going back up. We don't want to do that. We do have our lights on. How's our juice holding out? Oh, we're okay. I really can't see the lights till I get down closer. So this should be a fairly typical landing, unless we're on the side of a mountain, and I really can't tell yet. But that's okay. 40. I'm pretty sure we can really kill it quick here. Let it come on down 1900. I don't know what the elevation is. Not going to see a lot of shadow, am I? Probably not. Let's go ahead and slow this descent down a little bit. I'm just barely, well, I'm thrusting about a third here, I guess. It's coming down really quick now. 12, 10. Don't want it to come down too fast. Well, if we can hold 3.5 till we get down there, I'll be happy camper. Oh, there's my lights. You can see them bouncing off the surface there. Let's throttle up just a bit. And we are down. We have landed on Dres. So I guess we'll get Jebediah to plant a flag here or something. Then we'll have to get him back in the ship. Come on, Jebediah, get down. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, geez, see, the gravity's so light. Don't break a leg. Don't get stuck. Come on out here. Say hello to the people. Hello, people. And plant your flag. And we will call this Dres 1. And there's the Kerbal flag. Dres 1. We come in peace. Wish that was more of the way of the world here. But there we are on Dres. And this is where we're going to end part video 1. And part video 2 will be the journey back home. So until then, this is the Evil Red Queen. We're going to be signing off. Don't drink and drive. Have fun, and don't do too many drugs. Later.